Hi, good morning. In today's session, we're going to focus on query acceleration services in Snowflakes. It's come under the topic of performance tuning. Performance tuning. Now, we have one services in Snowflake. It's one of the query acceleration services. Using query acceleration services, whenever you try to read data from a table, the table contains millions of records, you can get the results very faster. Using the service, you can retrieve the results very faster. Okay, now I will say how to use this query acceleration services. In previously, if you want to query your data very faster, Sendamal, you will change the warehouses. Warehouses, we have different sizes we have. X small, small, medium, large, X large, 2X large, and then up to we have the 6X large we have. Okay. Now you can see the credits per hour. If you use X small, it will take only one credit. Credits per second will be 0.0003. Okay, this is one of the default values actually. Now these are the various sizes you can able to see. If you want to get your results very fast, or otherwise want to run multiple queries in a single warehouse, definitely it won't give that much good performance. Whether you agree or not, it won't give that much good performance. If you want to run multiple queries in the same warehouses, right? Now, what we have to do is, we have to go for the multi-cluster warehouses. In multi-cluster warehouses, what we can do is, it will enables you to scale out the compute resources. If you are running multiple queries, as per the load, what will happen? It will scale your resources. Scale means like computing engine, like using computing engine only you can able to run your queries, right? Computing engine, RAM, and CPU, everything will be scaled up. So, everything will be scaled up in the multi-cluster warehouses. Okay, during some peak hours. Peak hours in the sense, if you are running multiple queries at the same time, that will be considered as peak hour for you. Automatically, what will happen? Your compute resources will be scaled up. Now, what will happen, right? If you, for a particular time, if you're not using much queries, automatically it will be scaled down. The compute resources will be scaled down in the multi-cluster warehouses. That's what I mentioned is, in multi-cluster warehouses, which enables you to automatically scale out the computer resources to manage concurrent queries during peak hours. Concurrent queries means at same time, multiple queries will be running parallelly, concurrently. Okay. Now, can you, without the use of multi-cluster warehouse, can you achieve in standalone warehouses, X small, small, medium? You can able to achieve it? Guys, I'm asking a question to you.
No,
you
no,
can't
sir.
able to achieve it. Okay, because though it's a multi-cluster warehouses, it's we have various warehouses we have. What happens when you're running queries concurrently, parallelly, the multiple computing resources will be scaled up. Whenever you're not querying, automatically what will happen? It will be scaled down. Sendamal, automatically will be scaled down. Now, see, this futures are in multi-cluster warehouses. Okay, if you use multi-cluster warehouses, what will happen, right? The cost will be more actually. Okay, when you're running some concurrent queries, automatically will be scaled up. If you're not running any queries, it will scale down. Now, what I want to do is, okay, if we are using multi-cluster warehouses, it's going to scale out the computers horizontally. Horizontally means add more resources of same size. Add more resources of same size. Okay, like I can say it's horizontally. Now, what I'm going to do is, in Snowflake, you want to scale up your resources vertically. Vertically means you have to resize your warehouses. Resize your warehouses in the sense, now XML is there. I'm using one warehouse. I have concurrent queries. I want to run it in the warehouse. If I want to run in here, computers vertically means the same warehouse size will be created n number of times. If I give 8 times XML will be created. If I give 6, XML will be created 6 times. If I give 4, XML warehouse will be created
4 times, sir.
4 times. Okay. Now this is how you can do it vertically. Now that's what I'm saying is, I'm again want to say, in multi-cluster warehouses, we can scale up the resources horizontally. Horizontally means you can add more resources in the same warehouse. So in the middle, you can add the more resources in the same warehouse itself. Now, in multi-cluster warehouse means it will be only one warehouse. Okay, but you can scale it horizontally. Horizontal means you can increase the CPU, you can increase the RAM, everything will be horizontal fashion. But if you are using query accelerator service, I'm adding the computers vertically. Vertically means resizing of the warehouse. Resizing means if I using XML, if I use scale factor as 8 XML will be created vertically. If I give XML, scale factor is 4 XML warehouse will be created. Now, just take example. Now, Suchita having the medium warehouses. If she using scale factors 16, how many warehouses will be created vertically? She's using medium warehouse size. If she use scale factor 16, now how many warehouses will be created?
Scale warehouses will be created.
I'm using scale factor 16, 1 6. How many warehouses will be created? Sendamal?
Sir, 16.
16 warehouses will be medium warehouses will be created vertically. Okay, this is how the query acceleration service is doing now. It's creating in horizontal fashion. The same medium warehouses will be created 16 times. Now I'm going for X large. X large using warehouse. Now scale factor is 9. How many X large warehouses will be created?
9, sir.
9 X large warehouses will be created. Okay, see, that's what we are scale up your computers vertically using query acceleration services. When you want to use query acceleration services, guys, I'm asking a question to you. When you want to use a query acceleration services, if your query is running very slowly, in order to improve your query performance, if you have huge data, you are applying query in the data. Okay, what happens? Your query will take more time to run. At the time, what you can do? You can go for query acceleration services. Now, if you want to insert a data table using select statement, insert into select. If you want to insert a table, then you have to go for query acceleration services. If you want to run more queries in a peak time, we have to go for
scale factor,
query acceleration services. Okay, now you have like terabytes of data. You are using the warehouse of XML. Now what you have to do? You have terabytes of data, and then you're using warehouse as default warehouse XML you are using. Now what we have to do? We have to go for
query acceleration.
Query acceleration services. That service, what will do? if you give scale factor as 8, 8's X small values will be created, and then it will improve the query performance. Okay. Now you might ask a question: how it's improve query performance? Because if you give 8 scale factor, 8 X small values will created. Now 8 vareuses, it's going to scan your tables. It's going to scan your partitions because all the data will be split into the micro partitions. Now, what will happen? The 8 vareuses, it's going to scan the table and it's going to scan the micro partitions, and then it's going to fetch the data. Everything going to happen in concurrent way. Everything going to happen in here.
Concurrent manner.
Concurrent manner is going to happen. Okay, in a parallel way. That's what I'm saying here. That's what the query access service is. If you are if you want to improve performance of slow running queries, is better go for the query acceleration services. Now, I want to give you a hint about query access service Snowflake. It's one of the future that is enabled for virtual warehouses. It's going to accelerate a part of query automatically. Okay, if you enable the feature right, it will take care on its own. No need to worry about it. Okay, whenever you're running like more queries, what will happen? Automatically, the query access service, it will add the additional compute resources provided by service based on the scale factor you are provided. If you provide 8, right? Now 8 arrows will be created in a concurrent way, and then it will go into scan your tables, going to scan your partitions, and going to get the data. Now, everything will be scaled up. You might have a question, when will scale down? If you are not running any query, automatically it will be scaled down. Okay, it will take care. Everything is taken by query access services. Okay, now it will run in a parallel way to reduce the overall time spent in scanning and filtering. If you are doing the scanning of the partitions or filtering the data, this query access service will be very powerful. Okay, now I want to say a few hints about when we go for the query access service, what are the benefits of query access services? Okay, if you want to provide larger scans means you have various micro partitions, more than micro partitions you have. You want to scan those micro partitions. Okay, then you have to go for the query access services. And then if you want to filter the data in a huge data sets, then you go for the query access services. And then you have the unpredictable data volume like petabytes, terabytes, zettabytes. You have this much of volume of data, workloads you have. Then you have to go for the query access services. Based on the scale factor, it will create the computer resources, and then it will run your queries very fast. It'll do the scanning, filtering, and then partition scanning. Everything will be happen in the query access services. Third thing is ad hoc analytics. If a client asks to do some ad hoc analytics, instantly they want to do some analytics. At that time, though the data is very huge, you want to work with 30 TB of records, 30 terabytes of records. You want to work with, or you want to do some analytics, or it's kind of ad hoc analytics. Ad hoc means client will ask instantly. Instantly we will do some analytics. That is called ad hoc analytics. At that time, you can go for the query access services, then you can use it. This query access services will be available in the enterprise edition or higher edition, because we are using business critical edition. In that edition also, this query access service will be available. Okay, and then enterprise edition also will be available. Okay, now we'll see how this query access service works in Snowflake. Now, I'm going to give one example. Now, I'm using small virtual warehouses. You're seeing, right? Chandamal? I'm using the small virtual warehouses. This is a computing layer. This is storage layer. Now, for small virtual warehouses, the credits will be 2 credits per hour. 2 credits per hour. But in the small warehouses, I want to run a huge query. If I try to run a huge query in the small virtual warehouses, definitely it's going to take more time, whether you agree or not. Chindamal?
Sir.
Definitely it's going to take more time because I want to run a huge query, like very complex query I'm going to run in small warehouses, but small warehouse will take 2 credits per hour. It's going to give the poor query performance because that small virtual warehouse don't have additional resources, compute resources. It have only less RAM, less CPU, everything will have, though it will going to take more time. And then it will go into a blockage for you because I want to run more queries. One query will take more time. The second query has to wait, right? Second query has to wait in the queue. If first query is not completing the work, second query has to wait in the second
Yes,
query has
sir.
to wait in the queue. That's going to be the blocking for you. Okay, if the results going to be blocking for other queries from running. Okay, because every queries will be in the queue. The first query will still keep on running because though it's small virtual warehouses, you don't have sufficient CPU, sufficient resources, sufficient RAM. It won't have. That's why the problem occurs. Now, second example. Now, what I'm doing is I took X large virtual warehouses. In that, I have various computing powers. I have more number of CPU cores, more number of RAMs I have. Now, definitely, if you run huge queries, right, like complex queries, definitely, if you run huge complex queries or multiple queries, right, definitely it's going to run very faster because it has more compute power. But what the problem here is, sometimes you will run small queries. But though it's a extra large virtual warehouses, the credits will be more. The credits will be more per hour. If you are running complex queries, that is fine. If you're running small queries, why you want to waste a cost? Because for 1 hour, how much credits are charging? For 1 hour, how many credits they're charging?
15, sir.
16 credits. Now, for huge workloads, good. If you want to run some small queries, it's waste of cost, right? It's waste of cost, right? I'm asking a question to you. It's a waste of cost or what? If you're running small queries,
Yes, sir. Wait, sir.
Yes, sir.
it's a waste of cost because though it's because they're charging like 1 or 16 credits. For large complex queries or multiple concurrent queries, we can run this Excel large, okay, warehouses. Okay, because that's the problem happening here as well. Now, what happens, right? Now the query acceleration service comes into the picture. Now, first what I'm doing is I'm creating one small warehouses. Okay, we have a limited CPUs and limited RAM. I'll say that is the resources. And then we have the storage layer as well. Now, if I give the scale factor will control the QAS. If I give the scale factor as 4, what will happen? If I give the scale factor as 4, what will happen? 4. If I give scale factor as 4, what will happen, guys?
4 times, sir.
4 small warehouses will be created, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
same warehouses 4 times it will be created. Now I'm giving the scale factor as 8. What will happen?
8 times it will be great.
8
will be created, sir.
8 into small warehouse will be created. You can see, right? 8 into small warehouses. Now 8 times small warehouses created. Now this having more computing power. Okay, it will go and scan those partitions, scan those tables, and then going to get the fetch data. All going to work in a concurrent way. The 8 small warehouses going to run a concurrent way and going to get results very faster. If you are running small queries, right, automatically it's going to scale down the resources as well. That is the beauty in the Snowflake. We have the query action services. Now you can see, right, for small warehouse can automatically detect when a huge query needs more resources and needs additional compute resources to complete the query. Now, if you're though you have small warehouses, automatically what will happen, right? If you're running huge queries, it will detect for the query how much resources required. For that, it will automatically increase the scale factor, and then it will give the more computing power, and then you can able to run your queries very faster. Okay, that's what I'm saying here is. Now, I want the scale. What is scale factor now? You can see the diagram. What scale factor now? What is scale factor?
8, sir.
What it is?
8, sir.
8 scale factor. Okay, 8x. Now, I want to show how to enable the query access services in Snowflake. It's very simple, guys. Just go to Snow site and then go to just 1 second, guys. Just go to admin page. You can see warehouses, right? Click on warehouses, and then you can able to see in the Snow site. You can able to create the warehouses. You can do in 2 ways. Through Snow site you can do, or you can write some SQL commands, and then you can able to create the warehouses. The day 1, I said how to create a warehouses. Everything I said in the day 1 itself. Now, click on the warehouses and give some warehouse name. I'm going to give like ETL warehouse. Okay, now if you see, right, there will be a type of standard 1, sizes X small. If you want to increase the size, right, you can see there are various warehouses available. Small, medium, large, X large, 2X large, 3X large, and 4X large. You can see the credits as well. If I choose 4X large, what will happen? How many credits it will take per hour?
128 credits.
100 credits per hour. Okay. Now I'm going to choose a type. We have 2 standard. We have one is standard warehouses and Snowpark optimized warehouses. Mostly Snowpark optimized warehouses we only use for this while running while doing some transformation in the Snowpark. If you are doing some transformation in the Snowpark, then you have to use Snowpark optimized. It's very memory intensive one. Like if you are processing transforming huge amount of data, then you go for Snowpark optimized. As of now, keep it standard. Now, if you look at the advanced options, though I have meant tick mark is auto resume. Auto resume means whenever you file a query, then only your warehouse will resume. In the remaining time, it will be in the idle state. Now, if you are not querying your warehouses, okay, it will wait for 5 minutes. If it see 5 minutes of inactivity, it will go to the auto suspend. Auto suspend. If you're not using any warehouses, it will wait for 5 minutes. If there is no inactivity, if there is inactivity, then automatically suspend. Now you can see 2 options are there. Multi-cluster warehouses. Sendamal or Sridhar Priya, in multi-cluster warehouses, what's the drawback? Few minutes back I said all these things. Why we want to go for query access services when we have to go for multi-cluster warehouses? Anyone?
Sir, query access service scale down, sir, but multi-cluster warehouses.
See, we can scale up, but we can't able to scale down. Okay, like if you're running smaller queries, right? Though it will go into credit will be 16 credits per hour. Okay, I'm saying giving example 16 credit per hour. Okay, that's why the cost is very more. So we are going for query access services. It's one of flexible computer services. Okay, now just make a tick mark. Now you can see scale factor, right? Now you can adjust scale factor. Now max you can make is no limit. You can make it no limit means depends on the workloads. It will scale those warehouses, but I don't want to give that much limit. I want to restrict. Okay, just yeah. What I'm giving here is scale factor is
12,
what is
sir.
12.
12, sir.
Scale factor is 12. Now what will happen? I'm running concurrent queries. Concurrent means parallel running all the queries. Up to max. What will happen? Up to max. 12 12 warehouse will be created, and then it will do the scanning in a concurrent way, and then we'll do the partitions in a concurrent way, and then we'll try to fetch the data. Got it? And then if I give like this, if I give the full limits, what will happen? Just I think it's no limit, right? Just once again, guys, should be no limit. I don't know why it's not. Yeah. If I give no limit, what happened? Sendamal.
Sir, I think it depends upon the query, sir.
Yeah, that's no limit for scale factor, not restricting it. Okay, like it will keep on creating more warehouses as per the complex workloads. Okay, good. Now I'm going to restricting is 6 as of now and create a warehouses. Now you can see ETL warehouses is got created and then it's got started. It will take some time, guys. Okay. Like now we can see running 0. Once the running is coming, right, then you can start using these warehouses. Now you can see it was created account admin. Okay, now it was started. Now do one thing, guys. What we have to do is just create a SQL worksheet, new worksheet. There are 2 different ways to create warehouses. One is using Snowsight. Another one is using SQL statements. I'm just going to copy the statement as it is, not to save the time. Just copy this command, and then I'm going to give the warehouse name as Sujita Priya. ETL, give some name. ETL warehouse, just for understanding. Okay, I'm giving 01, or you can keep it dev. Dev means development, and then warehouse size I want to provide. Send them or we have documentation, right? From that we can pick the warehouse size. You can go here and then you can get X small. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what's the warehouse? Medium warehouse. And then enable query access services. I want to make it. The bool value should be true or false. The bool value should be true or false, guys.
True, sir.
True. And then the max scale factor should be, you can give some limits. Okay, I'm going to give 8. You can give 8 or 9, or you can give no limit as well. Now initially suspended. Whenever creating, right, it will be suspended. And then if there is any inactivity after running queries, if it sees any inactivity after 60 seconds, it will got auto suspend. Now just create a warehouses. It's a medium warehouses. I think it will throw the error because I copied right from the website. Some special characters will be involved over there. That's why. Okay, just trim those spaces. While copying the website, right? Some special characters will copy it, but you can't able to see that. Now it will be running. This is how you can use the query access services. Now the warehouse got created, and then you can see ETL warehouse database sizes.
Medium
size. Size is medium size. Good. Now, next thing, I created the warehouses through SQL, or you can create through Snowsight as well. Now, if you want to change the scale factor, you can use alter statement. It's very simple, guys. Just copy the statement. You can use the alter statement. You can alter your SQL statements. Okay, just copy as it is, and then trim those spaces. Yeah, remove the leading spaces and then give same warehouse name because you're going to alter the warehouse, right? Alter statement will be very powerful, guys. Yeah, and then I want to increase scale factor as 10 now. What I can do? Previously it was scale factor is Previously scale factor was? I'm asking the pre-scale factor what I given. Anyone?
Previous is 8, sir.
8, now I'm giving 10. That's it. Now just I can see unexpected enable query acceleration. Okay, just yeah. Okay, one second, guys. I think some issues. Let's give a try. No, I think unexpected enable query acceleration because already it's enabled, right? That's why it's giving error for us because already it's enabled. Okay, if you want to make it false, you can make it false. Okay, but I don't want to make it false. Remove this line. Why I remove the line is already it's enabled. Okay, don't want to enable again. Now make the query accelerator maximum scale factor as 10. I think it unexpected query max scale factor line 12. I don't know what's the problem here. Alter Varos name. Everything is good. Upper query acceleration maximum scale factor. Just 1 second, guys. Guys, in the alter warehouses, I have made a mistake. Okay, you have to use set command. Okay, set keyword you have to use. Then only you can able to alter it. Now I have altered the warehouses. The scale factor now is 10. Good. Now what I want to do is the multiplier value I use 10. Now 10 medium warehouses will be scaled up after you're running your queries. Okay, it won't be scaled up now. After running a query, it will see the workloads. Based on the workloads, it will scale the warehouses. Now you might have some questions. I have a few points I want to discuss with scale factor. The default value for this query access service 8. Okay, if in entry they ask what is the default value for the query access services, you can say 8. And then if you set the scale factor 0, what will happen? Query access service will not be enabled. Sendamal, if you are setting the scale factor to 0, what will happen? Your query access service will not be enabled. You know why? Sendamal, if I set the scale factor 0, what will happen?
Query accessory is not enabled, sir.
Because you have to give some upper bound limit. You have to give the upper bound limit. Okay, if you give the upper bound limit, then only it will scale up the resources. And then third parameter you have to keep in mind is the query access service is built by second. Okay, whenever using that service, they have to pay for that. Every seconds, it will build. Okay, and then the credits are billed separately from warehouse usage. Warehouse usage billing is separate, and then query access service billing is separate. Sujita Priya, query access service billing is separate, warehouse billing is separate. Got it? Now, you can able to get benefit using query access services when you try to deploy, and then you can improve the query performance and the overall throughput can be increased using query access services. Now, straight away going for demo session now. What I want to do is, we have Snowflake sample data. In that we have schema, right? First, what I want to do is I want to go to this sample database. Already this database exists for us. You can see, right? Snowflake sample data. Just switch over to the schema. Switch over to the schema. Now we can able to see, right? Okay, switch over to the database and schema as well. I'm going to use this complex query. Okay, I'm going to use this complex query. Just I'm going to run in this warehouse. I'm going to hit the run button. Yeah. Now I'm just going to fire this query. Before firing this query, right? Like I want to trim those spaces. Okay, let it be. Now, in this ETL warehouse dev, I enabled the query acceleration services. Okay, now it will run very faster. I just going to fire this query. This query very simple, guys. What I'm doing is I'm doing some inner join. You can see, right? I'm doing the inner join, store sales table, and then item table, and then time dimension table. The three tables I am putting the inner join. I think totally 4 tables, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4 tables. Store sales, item, time dimension, and store table. These 4 tables I'm putting some inner joins, and then I'm filtering some conditions. If it hover equal to 8, minute equal to less greater than 30, store name is ESC, and then I'm grouping all those store ID, item ID. From that, I'm finding the sum of sales price. Total sum of sales price. This is what the query is. Now just fire this query. Now guys, see a time. How much time it took? How much time it took, guys?
157 milliseconds.
Milliseconds. 157 milliseconds. Totally how many records? 19.3 million records. It took 157 milliseconds. Sendamal, now you can able to see. Though the record count is 19.3 million.
Yes, sir.
It took how much seconds? Not even seconds as well. Milliseconds.
Milliseconds.
Milliseconds. Okay. 1000 millisecond equal to 1 second. But it's not taking 1000 milliseconds as well. It took like 157 milliseconds. Now, what I want to do is I want to show the performance. Now, Sujita Priya, note on this result somewhere. 157 milliseconds. Now, I'm going to change my warehouse. I'm going to change my warehouse computer score WH. In computer underscore WH is the default warehouses provided by Snowflake. Whether I want check this query acceleration service enabled or not for this. No, there is no query acceleration service enabled for this. If I use this warehouse, let's see how much time it took. Though the data is 19.3 million. Hey, why it's taking this much a second? Like it's coming like 240 milliseconds. Just 1 second, guys. I will do one thing. I will create one more warehouse. I don't want to use computer underscore WH. I will use some other warehouses. For using the warehouse, what I have to do is I'll just copy this one. Just go here and click on warehouse. And then click on warehouse. And then give something like ETL demo underscore 01. Keep it X small. And then advanced options. Don't enable this query access service for this warehouse. I want to see the performance, right? Just click create warehouses. Now the warehouse got created. The name is ETL demo 1. Shweta, keep in mind. ETL demo 01. Now just go to your home page. And then this is the one latestly I used. Go to the worksheet. Now, what I want to do is I want to run. I want to run just. I want to run this query. Let's see how much time it took. First, switch over this schema. And then I want to use what warehouse it is? What warehouse it is? Anyone?
ETL demo, sir.
Demo
ETL
01.
Demo 01.
Demo 01. Now just fire this query in this warehouse. Let's see how much time it took. It's taking 76 milliseconds. I'm not sure because let's see the data, guys. Let's see the data. Let's see the data. Just we have two small data warehouse to run a query with query services. First thing I'm running a query as without QAS. Okay, without QAS, I'm using it. It took like 6 minutes, 48 seconds. I don't know why it's taking for us very less seconds, but you can see, right? It's taking 6 minutes because I understood the reason. Okay, why it's taking less time in the sense previously I run, it cached all those results. It cached all those. That's the reason. Now what I want to do is just in terms of minutes is there, right? Minutes. Just I'll change this value. Let's see how much time it takes. Just I will take 10 and then hours equal to 6. Let's see. I'll change this data. Okay. Now using ETL demo 1, because I ran previously, it cached all the results. That's why it's giving the results very faster. Now run this query again. Let's see how much time it took. We don't have any data, right? We don't have any data. That's why it's coming very faster. It's taking the 2 seconds. Okay, now make it 8. Let's give it a try. Hours is 8 and greater than 10. Let's see. Yeah. Now we can switch it up. Now you can see I'm using ETL demo 01 warehouse. That warehouse is not enabled by QAS, query service. Let's see how much time it's taking.
19 seconds.
It's going more than 22 seconds because previously I ran twice, right? Like in the offline, I ran twice. That's why the entire stored in the cache. So it's giving very faster. Now it's see how much time it's taking to get the results. See, the bytes scan it's still showing it's 1% for me. But it will run like 6 minutes because as per in the pictorial view, they said is it will take 6 minutes 48 seconds to fetch the data because the record count is 19.3 million. That is the data is distributed in various storage layers, and then though all the data is micro partitions. That's why taking 6 minutes 48 seconds as per the pictorial view. Definitely will take. You can see, right? Now it's crossed 1 minute 13 seconds. It will run up to more than 5 minutes. You can see how much bytes were scanned now. Sendamal.
So 31.8.
31.
8 GB. Okay, 3% is completed. Still 97% has to scan. It will take the entire resources because it won't take the entire resources because we're using ETL demo 01. In this warehouse, we are not enabled the query acceleration services. Okay, it will have the only limited resources. It will run too long. Just put a scenario. If you have multiple queries, you want to use this warehouse, what will happen? Definitely blockage. One query will take more time. The remaining queries has to wait in the queue state. Right? The remaining queries has to wait in the queue state. Definitely it's going to blocking for you. That's why, that's the reason we are going for the QS. Query accelerated services. Sendamal, you have confusion. Previously it take 48 milliseconds. Why is again now more than 2 minutes? Because in the offline, I ran the query twice. All the results are stored in the cache memory. Sujita, in the pre-session, I took caching, right? Whenever you are hitting the query, all the results are stored in the cache. Okay. If you find the same query again, what will happen? It won't take from the disk. It will take the from the cache you'll take and then give the results within your milliseconds. Now see the results, guys. It's taking like more than 3 minutes now. I think it will go up to 6 minutes. In the meantime, we'll discuss few things, guys. Let it run. I want to show few things. Based on the tutorial view, you can see how much duration it takes is 6 minutes 48 seconds it took. Now, what they are trying to do is the same query they're going to use another warehouses. The demo QS warehouse. In this warehouse, QS enabled. Now, just see the time. Same query. How much time it took? How much time it took, guys?
54 seconds.
54 seconds. But without QS, how much time it took?
6 minutes 48 seconds.
48 seconds. This is a way you can improve the query performance. You can say it's one of the performance tuning techniques. In interview also you can say it's one of the performance tuning techniques. Now, we want to see here query without QAS and query with QS enabled. Now, I'm going to show some difference how the table scan is happening. Without QAS, Sendamal, tables can happen for 99.2% the entire nodes were utilized. Okay. But if you are using QS enabled, only 96.3% tables can happen. Okay. 96.3% tables can happen. Now you can see the difference. And then if you look at the profile view, you can see the differences. I can show the major differences. The total execution time it took 6 minutes 47 seconds. With QS, it took 54 seconds. Got it? And then if you see the without QS, how many partitions scanned? Without QS, how many partitions scanned?
86,804.
804. Sendamal, I'm asking to you. 86,804 partitions scanned. But partition total is 86,000. The entire partitions were scanned. Okay, we have total of partitions is 86,804. The entire partition got scanned without QS. But with QS, Sendamal, total partition is 86,804. In that, how many partitions are scanned? How many partitions are scanned? Hey, I'm
8,788.
see, out of total partitions, only 8,786 partitions were scanned. It's not scanning the all partitions, but without QS, what happened?
8.
Without QS, what happened, guys? We have total partitions 86,804. The entire partitions got scanned. But here, with QS, only less number of partitions are scanned. That's why it's giving more performance. Because you can ask, why it's taking less partition scan? Because multiple values are there. One partition will scan 8786. The remaining partition will scan one more 8786. Like this, the multiple values will split those partition scan and give the results very faster. It work in a concurrent way. Sujita Priya, understood, right? If you are using scale factor 8, you have to divide by 8 and then each warehouse will take 8786 partitions and then one more warehouse will take another 8786 partitions. Now the 8 warehouse will have different partition scan and give the results very faster. Good. This is how you can increase the performance. Now, if you see our snow site, guys, see, still it's running. It's running more than. It's running more than.
More than 7 minutes.
7 minutes. I want to just see, guys. I want to cancel this one because it will replace the entire resources. So that I want to cancel this one because I want to show the performance because I think it will go there more than 12 to 13 minutes. Okay, to complete this task. Now the same task I want to show in the another warehouses. Same query. What's the warehouse for we have used? Medium, right? Dev. Now I choose the warehouse dev. Now see the results. Now you guys can see the results. I think it won't take much time. Less than 1 minute will give the results for you. Yeah, now see, right? 29.9 GB scan. Yeah. Let it be, let it run. I think it will complete as soon as possible. Now you're seeing, right? 40% GB, 44 GB scan. It's very faster now. And compared to the previous one. Yeah, now you can see the results. How much time it took?
41 seconds.
What did it say previously? Without QS, how much time it took?
More than 7 minutes.
More than 7 minutes. We cancelled that one, okay? Because it will go like 13 minutes, 14 minutes. Because that Varus capacity is very small. Now it's medium. That too, I used Cori Access Service 8. Scale factor is 8. That's why the performance is very good nowadays. Now this is a performance I can show. And then when we have to go for Cori Access Services, if you are selecting the data on table, then you have to go for Cori Access Services. And then if you are trying to insert data into table with select statement, then you have to go for Cori Access Services. And then if you want to create table as select sit as, then you have to go for Cori Access Services. Okay. Now we have to identify when to go for Cori Access Services. For this, they're given on statement for us. Now, what we have to do, right? We have to use statement. System function it is. Estimate Cori Access system function for us. In that, you have to provide your last Cori ID. Okay. If you provide your last Cori ID, sorry, we have to provide Cori ID. Okay. If you provide a Cori ID, what will happen, right? It will say that whether this query requires Cori acceleration service or not. Sendamal, if you provide a query ID, this statement will give whether you have to go for Cori acceleration service or not. This is a system function. Function name is Sendamal.
Query acceleration service.
Yeah, it's Cori acceleration service. I'm asking Sendamal. Now, what I want to do is, they're given a statement for us. In that, we have to pass a query ID. Just copy this one and go to your warehouses, and then paste as it is. Here, you have to supply your query ID. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to change the warehouse now. I'm going to use the warehouse is compute underscore, sorry, demo, ETL demo 1, right? Okay, I'll use this one. Just fire this query, and then I'll cancel this query. After that, I'll take the query ID. Yeah, because it'll give faster, guys, because it already stored in cache, right? So if you have a question, though it is not enabled to QA query access service, why it's giving me very faster? Because the results are stored in cache. From the cache is coming. That's why it's giving very faster. Now, just if you want to take a query ID, what statement do you have to use? Select last
Query ID.
Query ID. Okay, whatever you run last, right? This function will give this to you. If you need only one query ID, you can supply one. Just hit enter. Now we'll give the query ID for you. Just click on it and then copy the query ID. And then you can supply the query ID in the estimate query access services. And then the parse JSON, it is going to give the JSON for you. This function, it is going to give JSON for you. I'm going to split those JSON. That's why the parse JSON is used. Now it's going to give the results for you guys. if you see the results, right? If you see in the right corner, it will look like JSON. You can see original query time is 0.072 seconds. Query ID is this one. Status ineligible. Why they saying ineligible, right? Because it's giving the results very faster, right? That's why they're saying ineligible. And then upper limit scale factor 0. Now what I'm going to do is I want to make it 11. Let's see. Make it 11 and then it will take more time, guys, now. It won't take on cache now. It will take on the disk now. Sudha Priya, we have a query ID, right? Just copy the query ID from here. This ID is the query ID for you. Now cancel it. It will take more time, guys. Just cancel it. Just supply the query ID here. Now let's see whether it's eligible or ineligible for query access services. Now see, I don't know why it's getting ineligible. Okay, see if it is eligible, right? It will say eligible and then the upper scale factor will give for you. Sendamal, you're asking, right, how to choose scale factor. This query will give the scale factor. If it give 10, then you can configure the warehouse as 10. If you give 20, you have to configure 20. Based on this query, you can able to get the results and then you can create the scale factor for the corresponding warehouses. Good. This is what we will do, but it's showing ineligible as of now. If you're using very complex queries, right, then it show eligible and then it will show the upper limit as well. You can take the scale factor. You can configure the scale factor in the warehouses. Now, the next thing I'm going to show is, if you see here in the pictorial view, they use query ID. It's giving JSON for us. How much time it took? Query time? Like 407 seconds it took. And then query ID is going to be, this is a query ID for us. Status is? Chandamal. Status is? Eligible. What's the upper limit scale factor?
9.
9 means 9 virtual warehouse will be created using query access services. Now, good. You can use this thing as well, whether eligible or not. Select star from Snowflake dot. In the account usage schema, we have one function called query access eligible service. Using the service, right, you can get the results. Just copy and paste as it is. And then fire the query. Now it's not producing any results because I already said, right, this query is not eligible one. That's why it is not giving any results. But in the pictorial view, they shown like it will give the results like you need some warehouse size is small and it's a query ID and query text. It will give all the results for you. Okay, you can give it a try. Now the last one you're going to see. This is the last session. Sorry, this is the last one. How to see the billing cost of query acceleration. Okay, I said, right, every minutes it will be chargeable when you are using query access services. If you are not using, right, you don't need to pay for that. Whenever using, you have to pay for it. Now, just what I'm going to do is both are same queries. In that, you can see from information schema. Sendamal, from the information schema, it's one of the kind of neural scheme from Snowflake. We'll get all kind of metadata informations. Sendamal, and then we have the query accession history. In the query accession history, what we can do is we can give the star date range add. Okay, now what I'm doing is I give the current timestamp. From the current timestamp, I'm going back 24 hours back. From the timestamp now, right? 24 hours going back, and then I'm seeing the how many credits were used, what's the warehouse name, when it's start time, when it's end time. Okay, for this QoS. Just copy the statement and go to your Snow site. Sorry guys, I go to your Snow site and then fire this query. Now you can see how many credits were consumed for the last 24 hours. Just trim those spaces, guys. Otherwise, it'll throw the error for you. Now can see, right? With Priya, you can see when is start time for QS, when is end time for QS, how many credits were consumed, like 0.05139003, and then you can see ETL warehouse dev, and then demo WH1. I have used in offline. It's consuming like 0.034482. The start time, and this is going to end time for us. Okay. Now you can see the correlation took 636 milliseconds. These are the results. You can see the how much credits were consumed. Based on the credits, you can calculate the amount. Now, I think we come to the conclusion part. QA is mostly used for query performance, for longer running queries, without need to scale the warehouse sizes. If you're using multi-cluster warehouses, you want to scale the warehouse sizes, but in QAS, no need to scale the warehouse sizes. If you give a scale factor, automatically what happens, we're going to create more warehouses. The more warehouses will going to scan the tables, scan the partitions in a concurrent way, and then it's going to give the results very faster. Once it's get the results, it's going to store the results as cache. While running second time, the results are very faster in Snowflake. It's one of the performance tuning technique we have discussed today. I'm going to close session right now.